Hey, what's going on? How y'all doing? So my thing is that we need to be on top of, especially those of us who are digital creators. I say the same thing at the beginning and at the end, because we should not be letting people who have one particular religious belief, regardless of what it is, to dictate to us, uh, to dictate to us um, what books should or should not be in the library and should or should not be read. One group of people, and that seems to always be the situation, that one group of people want to have, during slavery, want to have slavery. And another group of people did not want to have slavery. And there's always a difference of opinion. But when it comes to some people made it a law where, people that was enslaved couldn't read, and some wanted to teach people that was enslaved to be able to read. And then, the whole thing about, yes, education, being aware is very important. People use code words like, you're not woke, stay woke, or be woke, or we against woke. Uh, well, American history is something that, teaches you uh, what happened, the truth of the matter, the different treaties that were broken, the different treatment of people. So, yes, it's important. And then to uh, give a false impression of whatever it is wrong too, to change the words from slavery to involuntary inventory, nonsense like that. And then I've been watching a lot of the debates. They've been pretty interesting, a lot of the hearings. And um, the thing is if the average regular person was in this situation where, they had uh, deliberately come to the Capitol armed, you know, uh, inside where our politicians that we send to do the bidding of what's important for the country. If it was any other group, uh, any other gender, there would be a problem. It would be a problem, serious repercussions for it. So, the bias of it all, the bias of it all. And then again, our political system is two birds to one, I'm sorry, two wings to one bird. It's two wings to one bird. And, uh, on one side, uh, the people who have uh, traditionally uh, treated people bad, terrorized people, burned crosses in people's yards, things of that nature, had public lynchings, things of that nature, still get a chance to do what they've been doing, and you know that it's something that's not good. And then you have politicians who, when it's favorable on their side, uh, of course, they want to say, "Oh, we need to put more money into this organization." But the minute some person who held a high office do something, and then there's no way in the world that a person that high of office took documents or any kind of forms that they wasn't to do a Jedi mind trick to, uh, classify the documents. Uh, they would be under any kind of uh, correctional facility. So uh, the whole progress of choice and then the whole progress of choice getting overturned. And we all know the history of the people and the reason behind people starting women having a choice of what they do with their bodies. But we know about Margaret Sanger and what her original objective is, but what it turned into. You know what I mean? So uh, that's the issue as well, and uh, that's just one of the problems. The problem is that certain factions want to, especially the separation of church and state, which is supposed to be the thing, uh, which is supposed to be the one of the laws, one of the rules, um, to for them to impose their personal will on other people. That's just it's not good. It's not cool. And it's just literally wrong for somebody to be able to say, you know what, this book you can't read, but this book you can read. So we're taking this book out. All education should be important to do. All education should be something that that we can uh, be privy to. You know, and with that being the case, then no books should be in the library, no films, no music, because uh, everybody didn't agree. But only certain people can go in and have an organization and say, you know what, we are mad that you have this in here, so take this out. We don't want it's offending me, so we don't want to have it in your library. So we want you to ban it because we want to, because of our religious beliefs. You know, another thing too, you got a whole companies like Walgreens who have people that work for their company that has not been serving people contraceptives or condoms or whatever it is because they say they're religious freedom, but they're the employees. They should do whatever the job call for. The job call for you to sell whatever is in the store, then that should be the case. But that's the case where somebody working in a store can say, you know what, well, my religious beliefs won't let me sell you condoms. And the religious belief won't let you sell certain kind of soaps too. You can't have it where um, you can't have it where certain things that people say, okay, that's offending me against my religious belief, so I don't want to sell you condoms, versus something else that people use, you know, that uh, some certain soaps might offend people. So what? People that work there can say, no, we're not gonna sell you this particular soap or this particular brand. You know, you're getting into all kind of uh, nonsense type areas when you do that. But the good thing is that we get a chance to have the internet, and the internet is in real time. The old, uh, the old news, the old process of what was news, people in the room picking and choosing what you saw, certain things that have been shown. You know, that's the beauty of being in the technology. And then we also got to really test the constitutionality of, uh, and that's one of the only things that we have with the protection of being able to capture in real time what happened versus he said, she said, but actually have the actual real time evidence. That's very important that we have the real time evidence, because you can, people who want to only have their way or feel like I'm a certain uh, I'm a certain person in society, so it should be my way. And I'm going to do this because I want to, and not because we all need to follow sensible rules. You know what I mean? Sensible rules, sensible laws that everybody is supposed to be adherent to. But I got to really talk about Clarence Thomas and Jenny Thomas. How is it possible that Jenny Thomas has done what she's done and she's able to walk around, be free to do her daily, do as she feels, do as she please? There's nothing wrong. Everybody got different opinions. A lot of Republicans don't agree with the Democrats. A lot of Democrats don't agree with the Republicans. And then, of course, we got to look at both sides. You know, you got people who are having people come to the Capitol in January. And on the other side, you got people doing, benefiting from insider trading, even though we elect people to go and have the interests of everybody. And then we got to look at the water crisis in one of the poorest states in the union. No accountability for the people who were in the poor state with the water and Flint. They talked about doing stuff. They're going to put in new pipes. They're doing stuff. But the thing is since General Motors, all the big car companies left, and the water was rusting out the pipes, and they didn't want to stay. And for decades, then, and I remember when I was a little boy coming young, was talking about the water then. So that's one of those situations where the water, you understand. And then we have the celebrity representation. My thing is say whatever it is that you say. Feel whatever way that you feel. But don't let certain celebrities, as supposed to be especially in our culture, people of color, say they speak for us. You know what I mean? Everybody got their opinion. Some people agree with what Kanye West and Candace Owens say. Some people don't agree with what Kanye West and Candace Owens say. And the thing is it's been a culture vulture situation where, Candace Owens was in the NAACP to when her lawsuit then turns around, and if it's bashing, and that seems to be big business. We can bash, especially black men, but people of color. That seems to be one of the big supporters. Looking at the salaries that some of these stations make, some of these people that have shows make, bashing and downing black males, especially, but people of color. And then the whole controversy with the different T-shirts that's coming out, what it means. So we already know, if you know your American history, about before George Washington. Some folks say we had 7 mixed, which the 25th percent law makes anybody that has any kind of interracial thing. If you in the racial, according to the law, you're black. So we had at least 7 presidents before Barack Obama that was mixed race, so people of color or black. Then the history of people who said all men are created equal, but yet they own slaves. So there's so many different things that go on, you know what I mean? But the main thing is, even through all the Jim Crow laws and all the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, and 500 years before that, we still have shown excellence. And then, Ray J, can't let him slide. You got people bashing people that want to protest or ask, hey, do not shoot us in the back. Do not shoot us for skills. Do not shoot us for CDs. Do not shoot us for, CDs or, on our hands up or we're eating a hamburger, and just you see continuously over and over and over, you inundate with the treatment, because policing came from slavery. The detectives came from when they got people of color that hunt down people that was trying to get away from the plantations. And then, of course, once uh, it's never in a situation where emancipated but free. A lot of people of color feel like freedom is not free because of what you got to deal with when you encounter people who have been uh, on top of it. You dig what I'm saying? So that's one of those situations where uh, you know uh, that's how it is, how it goes, and you have to uh, realize that that is one of those situations where we got so many different things, so many different factors, and then we can't let a lot of Hollywood movies go. Hollywood is the stuff that they come out with. We got we get a few good and great films. We got one fictional character king. We have most of the movies who are historically incorrect, and then you got people all up in arms over a fictional character because they made her a person of color, but you got to really know the integral story of The Little Mermaid. If you know the integral story of The Little Mermaid, then that's a whole nother dynamic. Uh, I kind of touched on a lot of different topics all at once, and that's how I do it. You know what I mean? As I look at different things that's going on social media and the different platforms, I'll kind of give you my feel and take on it. I have some great discussions. A lot of times, I have a lot of great discussions with a lot of people who have been on my shows before and who have really uh, who have been on the show and who have really gave a very interesting feedback and input. And I would definitely have to have them be on and come on again so I can uh, reshare. And my main thing though is making shows and making videos. That's my main thing. Making shows, making videos, and I've been watching and studying a lot of shows, a lot of stories being told, a lot of different things. Also, too, I realized, as you dedicated my time, my life with doing things for getting in there, helping folks, trying to do shows, trying to be there and help people put things together and get things together. And so that's why those of us who are digital creators, it's important that we continue to in real time share, especially what's going on politically. You got a lot of uh, politicians and people who are in different agencies that is supposed to work for the tax-paying people, supposed to work for the tax-paying people, or be in office to take care of the business of the people, but getting there and benefit when they're not supposed to benefit off the office and get lobbies and PACs to influence how they make decisions versus taking care of a lot of the people, especially with the water issue. And then, people like Brett Favre. Far as I know so far, still nothing. And maybe something will happen or go on about Brett Favre, but Brett Favre, Jenny Thomas, all the people that was associated during the Trump presidency, and all the people who have blatantly said and done things which, is a slap on the wrist, but if it was just a regular person who have done that, it would be far harsher. So the digital real-time stories and creations are very, very important that we're able to do, have, and give stories in real time. Very important that we look at what's going on in current events. We share, we stitch, we talk about it, and we bring up different stories and different things that have gone on and is going on in real time. Very important. You know? So I'm gonna go check some levels. You know, what I mean, not so much music out when I put together some podcasts. We'll talk about, look at, and do some of the musical things. But that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be coming and getting down with you. I'll be talking about a gumbo of different things and different topics and different subjects as I look and see what's going on with social media. And that's one of the main things we do. We're bringing you stories and just giving you some exclusive documentary style movies. You know, it's going to be definitely interesting in the mix to do that. No question about it. Bring that to you and get down with you with that in the mix. It's all good, all gravy. You know what I mean? So let me check some levels. I'm going to come back and I'll get back with you as I enjoy doing this and being here, getting down in the mix in this space. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? All right, then. Keep riding, keep vibing. I'm going to see you on the web.